Gaming.
Laymen Gaming, we're here again. Didn't have the cousin.
What's going on, people?
How are we all today?
Are we actually, is it happening?
We are live. We are live, everybody.
Where are we live, Sam?
Leon isn't available right now. Okay. We are live, everybody. Try again. Oh, wait, there we go. Now we're live. Okay, we are live, everybody. Fantastic. It took a little bit longer than usual.
Where are we live, Sam?
We are live on Facebook and YouTube.
Can't believe the technology these days.
We are now feeling very Mr. Worldwide. Okay. Now we're everywhere. Okay. We are everywhere today. Guys, it is a show. It is a show today. We've got a few things to do with you today. We've got heaps of news.
Is it working? Are you sure?
Definitely working.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it's working.
I don't know.
Guys, let us know if we are live.
I don't know about that.
Definitely
Let's
working.
see.
Hey boys, nice. Yes, it is.
Where's the Facebook chat?
Facebook chat we cannot see. That's
What?
okay.
How about you just have a Facebook?
We can do that one too. Oh, we are live. There we go.
Chat with our Facebook peeps.
No one's chatting in the Facebook live yet either. That's okay. Oh, there we go. We've got one. Okay, so we are live. We are live.
You're hearing us twice.
You're hearing us twice. That's awesome. Oh, we got one.
Right.
Maybe I stopped that then. Let me know if you can hear that now. Hopefully that's better.
Stop.
I just muted that.
Have you got any desktop audio running out of this thing?
Then
No, it's not. It's fine.
hopefully that's fine. Okay, so this is all going very smoothly, fantastically, guys. We have
Show us
also.
the chat.
Let's see the chat. Let's
Sam's
see the
driving today, guys. This is what happens.
Let's just see echo, double audio,
Triple
Hopefully-
audio.
Hopefully that is
Double
better.
double.
Triple audio,
Why don't
double
we-
audio, 10 times audio. Oh wait, mute your monitor, echo, dude, fixed. Okay, cool.
Fixed.
It's good now. Okay, guys, we have also a drop to do today. It's all very, very nice and schmick. All this and more after the drop, everybody. Okay, all right.
Turn it off, Sam.
The news.
How do we turn it off?
All right, the news, everybody. Okay, so
Welcome.
Welcome everybody to the news. Well, actually, before we even get there, Ralph, how are you?
I'm doing good, Sam.
Ralph's doing good.
I'm doing really good.
I'm doing good too.
Played some games this week.
Oh, what'd you play?
Squadrons.
Yes, we both played Squadrons.
We did.
Yes.
You didn't play it in VR though.
No, I didn't get a
It's
chance
like
to
you
do
didn't
that.
play it at all if you didn't play it with VR.
I know. I should have actually done that.
So I played that.
I will
and
do that one day. I'm sure.
Finished that. It was really good.
I have not got a chance to do that yet, but I can and I should. Okay, I really should. But apart from that, Smash, Overwatch, all those games, the new games that I've never touched before in my life, also played that, guys. So
I also played Hades this week as well.
how is that?
I think Hades is good. I like it a
People
lot.
calling it Game of the Year.
Yeah, I know. I seen that. I seen it. I like it. I think I played Risk of Rain just before that, which is another roguelike. I don't like it quite as much as I like Risk of Rain 2.
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty deep into Hades at this point, I think, but I'm enjoying it for sure. Like, it's definitely extremely well made, but I'm not getting those kind of like, oh my god, I fucking love this vibes like I was getting with Risk of Rain.
I think Jim said it was his Game of the Year. Jim Sterling.
Okay, sure. Now, I've heard from a lot of people that that is a Game of the Year for them. Absolutely, I definitely expect it'll be in the sort of top 5 running. Yeah, definitely really enjoying it. But I think it's like, is it clicking for me? It's like Control, for example, where I like Control very much. I think it's great. But then some people were like, this is the best thing ever, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not really on that same page with it, but I do think it's excellent. So.
I will probably check out.
You gonna check out some Hades on stream, Sam?
I might actually do that on stream on Facebook
yeah,
anyway,
right,
because
yeah.
everyone loves that. I know they do. Yeah, so that's what we've been doing. Speaking of that, we are now mascots, everybody. Okay, so this is all for the Aussie people out there. All right, Optus Game Path, check it out.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. We are now. We are officially mascots. Okay, ambassadors. We're hitting the big time, everybody.
An Aussie telco company called us up and they're like,
We need
guys,
you.
You guys are a really big deal.
We need you.
We need you to front a product for us.
So what does the product actually do, Ralph? Tell
So
me.
it's called Game Path, okay?
Yes.
And what it basically does is if you're playing online, particularly if you're playing on other servers, like international servers, it basically improves your connection.
It'll find the fastest way there. So if you're playing FF14, it'll apparently reduce your lag by 30%.
It actually does though, because I have been using this similar product in the past with Final Fantasy XIV since I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's a product called What the Fast, like WT Fast, and then Optus have literally taken that product and then they've kind of like improved it with their Optus Magic.
Their Optus Magic,
and then
with their wand of Optus.
And then they've added it as their own thing. And so I've literally been using this for ages now, and it actually does make a difference. It's not bullshit like Gamer Socks.
Yeah.
Improve your KD
Gamer Socks matter.
by improve your KD by 50% when you wear our special socks. It's not like that.
Definitely does actually improve.
It's called Game Path.
Game Path, check it out.
It's not Game Pass.
Yes.
It's Game Path.
'Cause
They maybe could have thought of a different name for it,
Yes.
given Game Pass's prominence right now.
Big time, big time. Also, look, if you're on smaller populations in terms of older games, it also helps then, because there's, Oceanic servers sometimes shut down.
Sure.
You can check that out also in international servers. So that is
If
why
you're trying to
it's pretty
matchmake in, say, the Avengers, and you can't find any people because no one's playing the Avengers anymore, then maybe Optus Game Path is for you,
That's
Australians.
nice. Now, is that a segue? That's actually in the middle there.
That's a middle block.
That's
thing,
a middle
don't worry.
block thing,
We're
okay.
getting ahead of ourselves.
Now, speaking of things, there we go. Everyone who is excited for PlayStation 5? Who's excited for it?
Not me, no.
I'm not. I just think it's going to
Not at all.
suck. It's going to suck. It's not selling. That's the first thing. It's really not selling whatsoever. No one actually gives a shit about it.
It's too small.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
The unit itself is comically small. If it was
It's
a
way too
larger
small.
size unit, I think I'd be more excited about it. But I think with this little pocket-sized PlayStation, what do you do with
Tiny.
this? It's hard to take it seriously when it's this small.
The PlayStation Mini was cool, but don't do a PS5 Mini, guys. Come
exactly
on.
right.
It's really not
It's
cool.
just,
So look,
silly.
PlayStation has released a
I feel like, you know what it is, right? It's like how phones got really... They started big and then they got really small for a
Yes.
while. Remember that? And you had like the Nokia ones that were like
Yes.
this big. And it's like phones need to become smaller, and eventually we'd be doing this, right?
Yeah.
And eventually they just like, nah, fuck that. Let's make them really big, and now they're like gigantic.
Now they're absolutely gigantic. Okay, just like TVs, everybody. They're just getting smaller, right? Of course they are. They're getting smaller.
Oh, they were.
They are getting thinner though. Okay. Now, PlayStation probably 2 days ago now they released about an 8.5
Why is it
minute
on
video.
so fast?
Oh, I put it 2 times so people can actually see it.
It's unnerving.
It's a bit
that
unnerving,
going this
everybody. I hope
fast.
it is a bit unnerving for you. They released a video showing they completely take it apart, really, showing all the ins and outs of it.
How easy they pop off, by the way. You're definitely going to be buying custom PS5.
Oh
faceplates.
yes, big time, big
No
time.
question.
It's kind of cool to see. There's a few things in number one, the extra SSDs that you can put in here. You got to like manually take it apart slightly to slot it in. Very different to what Xbox is doing, where there's just like a spot in the back of the Xbox. You don't need to do anything. There it is. There. You can just like plug it straight in with the Xbox, but not this. They expect you to be a handyman to get into the PlayStation. Also some stuff here, there's like the 350 watt power thing inside. That was a big thing on Twitter for some reason. People were
Liquid
like,
cooling, baby.
and liquid cooling.
Liquid metal.
They've been doing that for about 3
Like
years.
the
apparently.
T1000.
Yes. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty damn fetch. Now, the one thing was actually that was really funny was how you take the bottom off.
Yeah, the stand.
Now, the stand is actually a pain in the butt. I don't care what anyone says. When I get a console, I don't want to feel like I have to have 1 year in D&T, in terms of like, you know what D&T is?
Design and tech.
There we go, design tech. You need to like manually screw shit off.
Wow, using a screwdriver is 1 year for you
No.
in design and tech?
It is.
Really?
There it is.
Oh my
That's
god.
tough.
That's 1 year's worth of education right there,
That's very
guys.
tough.
That's it. It's just impossible.
It's very, very tough. Okay.
but I will say it's pretty cool how it gets you like store the
inside.
screw inside the thing and whatever else, and
There it is, the
it's
slides right
cool.
there. Quite
Look,
nice.
I still feel like this is such a bold looking device. I love the look of it, but it's so goofy looking.
Yeah,
like
it is.
it's just
It looks like it's
so
from the
weird
future.
looking. It's either from the future or a really weird
80s
past.
product.
Yeah,
Really weird 80s
like,
product, trying to look
exactly.
futuristic.
Correct. It does look like Alienware.
Yes, it does actually. It has a very Alienware
It's just
style
it's so
to it.
massive. Like it's just like overwhelmingly huge.
I'm surprised that Xbox was able to make it more powerful or whatever. Even though the PS5's architecture is going to make it as well performed as Xbox, but it is looking gigantic. And a lot of people that currently have their own thing inside and their own TV unit, is it even going to fit in there?
No.
Legit, it won't fit in the one that I have at home. It will not fit in there. I have to buy a new one. First world problems, really.
First world problem.
Speaking of first world problems, I don't know why, but shade has been thrown, officially shade. Okay, now Xbox has released their own little tweet saying, guys, this is how you actually just change the up or if you want to put it sideways on Xbox, you just put it down. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, well, because the joke here is that like you got to take off the stand. You need a year in design and tech to be able to figure out how to use the screwdriver.
Exactly.
So you can change the stand or whatever. And so then they're roasting. But they also did another tweet as well, where they were making fun of the SSD upgrade process.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's literally another tweet from Xbox where they're like, here's how you upgrade the SSD. And you literally get the SSD card and you slot it in the back.
Yeah.
Versus with PlayStation, you got to like unscrew it and like slot it in and like reseal it and everything and whatever. So
PlayStation has also thrown their own shade in the past. Remember the whole Xbox kind of trading ecosystem?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And PlayStation, of course.
I love when they roast each other.
It's good fun. I don't
the
actually
best.
think it's in evil. I think it's done in jest.
I think console warriors are all fucking losers. But when the companies roast each other,
It's all good.
that's cool.
It's all good.
Right? It's just when the people start doing it unironically, that's really fucking sad. That's my take on
Well,
that.
yes, I agree. Kind of. A lot of console people are like, excuse me?
No, you can't. You have to agree. If you're a console warrior, you're a fucking loser. Okay, just to be really
We
clear
love you
about
anyway,
that.
though.
If you love one plastic box more than the other, and you have the avatar in your fucking the profile pic, and then you start making bad comments underneath Xbox news about how PlayStation's going to destroy it, you're a loser.
Try and find one now on Skills Twitter if he's ever done that. Please.
Go
That
to
would be
any
great.
post I make about a console and immediately just start seeing the bullshit between it.
Definitely.
I love it.
We're going to do some Super Chats.
Oh no, I've never heard of those before. What are they?
Super Chats, everybody. They're when you guys jump in and tell us how great or terrible we are.
Go on.
Oh,
Oh,
you-
am I doing it?
you do it,
Oh,
of
okay,
course.
right. Brandon Mosley. Thank you very much,
Thank
Brandon.
you.
Adam Gilroy, something like that. 20 Canadian dollars. I think he's from French Canada. Hello from Canada. I've decided for new gen, I'm not even going to buy a game full price that also has microtransactions. I'll gladly pay $10 extra for a next gen game if there's no bullshit predatory monetization. Good show, boys. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
supporting us,
Appreciate
friend.
you.
Ava Lata Meguka, Medusa. Love the echo. I want more Ralph and Sam, but not like this.
Hopefully there's no more echo, guys. Hopefully there's no more echo.
Can't
Sorry.
scroll, Sam. I
There
don't
we
have
go.
the. You're driving
Wait,
today,
there
Sam.
is,
That's
there
it.
it is. That's the one. Okay, there we go. Where are we?
We've got Dover Snake. He says, tip for Sam, next time Ralph calls you a filthy casual, just whisper Marauder from Doom Eternal in his ear. Joke, you guys are great. You're going to play the Doom Eternal expansion
I
as
might
well?
actually do that,
It's on
actually.
the 20th. It's
Prefetch?
it's going to be fun. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Zendru's here. Thank you very much, Zendru. Welcome back. Morning, mates. Did you hear that Yoshi P didn't manage to pre-order a PS5? Sad day when the guy in charge of Mega Final Fantasy can't even get one. That
I'm
is
pretty
tough.
sure he will get
I
one.
think he will somehow score
I have
one.
a feeling those people, in high up in devs, they're going to get a PlayStation.
They'll be fine.
They probably already have one.
Stefan Constantine says, tip for Sam, next time you get Echo, to ask Ralph to keep quiet. We appreciate the double awesome. There we go. Thank
Double
you, friend.
awesome, exactly right.
Brian Acosta says, your Internet Industry is the equivalent of Internet Explorer. It's actually much better these days, Internet Explorer.
They've
can
done
I
a
say.
complete revamp.
They have.
complete
We
revamp.
hear the news first here in the US, and we get a Layman live a week later. Joke, love you. There's a lot of these comments today, like, hey, you fucking suck, jokes, love you.
Yeah, a lot of those. Thanks, guys. We
Ethan
appreciate
Madden
you.
says, howdy from Texas. Keep it the great content. Thank you very much, friend. We
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
And I think that's it.
That's all for the super. Is that all we are to you guys? Is that all the super chats we get? No, I'm joking.
Wow,
Love you guys.
nice, Sam.
Love you guys. All right.
Nice e-begging.
I love you guys. Don't worry. So the next little story is every PS5 launch title announced at least. Okay, so we got some first party ones. Finally, I can't see an Xbox picture like this. There's no Xbox picture showing all the first party titles that are coming out on Xbox Series X.
Well,
Because there is none, everybody.
say,
There's not many at all. So as you see
404
here,
file not found.
exactly right. At least until 2021 when Halo Infinite finally comes out. It probably will be
No,
pushed back.
actually, there is going to be. They just announced the release date for the Medium on December 10th.
Mm-hmm.
December 10th, actually. Yep, that's an Xbox exclusive. In addition, Yakuza Like a Dragon is going to be exclusive to next gen Xbox. It's going to come out on PS5 in March next year. But if you want to play it on next gen consoles, the only place you can play it is Xbox Series X/S. That's around the launch window as well. So they're the only two that stick out in my mind for Xbox as being like in that opening window, stuff that's exclusive to them. But PlayStation's a very different story.
Definitely. First party though, we're seeing some pretty cool things, pretty fetch things. Demon Souls, of course. Sackboy. Come on now.
Sackboy.
That's going to be the system seller right there. But look, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales and the Spider-Man Remastered.
This is actually, can I say, a pretty impressive launch lineup. Like, I mean, usually you only have like 1 or 2 games that you want to play at launch.
Yep.
There's obviously Demon Souls. Like, that's a big deal. I know
That's
it's a
massive.
remake or whatever, but it's rebuilt from the ground up. what we saw looked pretty amazing.
It looked so smooth. You were just like, "Whoa, this shouldn't be.
It
shouldn't be it."
weird because I've never seen a Demon Souls a Souls like look that kind of good, that clean and crisp, and the frame rate. And I was like, "This is off-putting, man." But that as a launch title is a big deal. The fact that you've got Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and also the remaster available—that's a big deal.
Yeah.
The other one I think is also Pathless, which is that game that you would know the footage if you saw it. I can't really describe it. It's like a Journey-esque. It's actually the soundtrack's being done by Austin Wintory as well, the same guy that did the Journey soundtrack. That's another one that's coming out at that time. There's something else which I can't remember now. Basically, TLDR, there are actual games to buy on PlayStation on day one that are exclusive and that are worth buying the PlayStation 4. I
thought Godfall was exclusive to PlayStation 5. Guess not.
Godfall is also on PC.
Oh, is that why that's not
another one actually that's on PS4. You're right.
Exactly
so
right.
PS5. So if you want to get it and you don't have a PC, then you have to buy a PS5 for that. So
and there's also heavy hitters here that are going to sell regardless. People love already some of these titles like Assassin's Creeds and CODs and blah blah.
Maneater
and NBA and Maneater. All right, they are third party.
Did you see that IGN today gave the Switch version of FIFA 21 2 out of 10?
Wow.
Because the game is actually exactly the same as last year. And EA actually say this on their website. They're like, this is the same game with no graphical or gameplay changes. They say it officially on their website. So what IGN did is they actually uploaded the same review, and they have a little thing at the start. They're saying, since EA copy and pasted their game, we've copy and pasted our review. Enjoy 2 out of 10.
That is good because IGN never gives 2 out of 10s. Like ever. When's the last time these media outlets have ever given a 2 out of 10?
I don't know.
It doesn't happen a lot, everybody.
The point is that there are games to play on the PS5.
And Fortnite. Very excited for that. We love our Fortnite.
Oh, there's Pathless actually. Oh, so Pathless must already be on PC. Must also be on PC because I don't think it's coming to Xbox. I could be wrong about that.
And some of these do have the smart delivery in terms of Assassin's Creed. If you are already buying it on PS4, then you can also kind of transition. And if you want to be part of the PlayStation ecosystem still, and you are just going to go from PlayStation 4 to 5, then you can just jump on those straight away. So this is looking really good. This is looking very.
It's definitely look. I think that there's different offerings between the two consoles, right? So on Xbox, you've got Game Pass, which is just a stupidly good deal, and that's great, but they don't have first-party games at launch for sure. PS5, you've got a really nice library of exclusive content to play on day one. So both consoles have their strength. I know people are going to argue, like, well, I buy for this, or I also have a PC. Most people don't have a PC, dude. Like, it's just, it's a fact, you know what I mean? Like, most people just are playing consoles. The console market is still way bigger. I know PC has its presence, don't get me wrong, but, like, at the end of the day, I think it's a very hardcore perspective to say, well, why would I need an Xbox if I have a PC? Most people play games on console, you know? So I think that both consoles are well positioned in terms of what they're offering to next gen. I'm looking forward to both of them. I return to my earlier point, console warriors are losers.
Yeah. I love my children equally in terms of Xbox and PlayStation, okay?
Sure.
I feel like Switch is like a stepbrother, a stepson. It's like, it's so different to all this whole console thing. No one ever fights about Switch. No one ever fights about Nintendo.
Yeah.
Such a different thing.
No, that's not true. Like, if you try and tell a Nintendo fan that their game isn't good, they're like, what?
Because 9 times out of 10, Nintendo games are good. Legit though. So maybe I'm also a Nintendo fanboy.
Sure.
Speaking of competitiveness, I guess.
Nice, Sam. Good segue.
There we go.
Very good.
The Oceanic Pro League to shut down.
Wait, was Ranton here? Did I see Ranton? People are saying free Ranton. Is Ranton in the chat?
Ranton, are you here, buddy?
I can't see him now, but if he's there, hello, Ranton. Free Ranton, I agree.
Free Ranton, everybody.
Is he not free right now? Did I miss something? I hope not.
Maybe not.
He's working on his Last of Us 2 review, which I'm very excited about.
So the Oceanic Pro League has recently, and this week, has been shut down. They brought out an official post saying, look, guys, this is not sustainable for us. This is just not really kind of being feasible for us in this region. And because of that, their Sydney office was actually going to be shut down too. I believe 19 staff in total are being affected directly. Because majority of the runnings of that office was to actually maintain the Pro League within the Oceanic region.
Yeah.
So that's sad. That is one thing that did come out this week, which is extra sad.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, writing's been on the wall for this for a long time. Like, the OPL just has no viewership. Do you know what I mean? It is sad. It would have been cool if it could have steadily grown, but it's just the reality. Obviously, Riot makes all the money in the world, like making billions of dollars, but that doesn't mean they're going to prop up something that doesn't make money for them. Like, they're going to just make those tough decisions. Yeah, obviously thoughts go out to all of those affected because there's quite a few staff that work in that office and they're all out of the job now.
Yeah.
That could have been me actually, because I actually, the very start of my video game career journey thing was trying to apply for a job at Riot Games, and I went through 13 rounds of interviews, and then I missed out at the very last phase.
Yes.
So they said team fit, and I'm like, rip me.
They're
And then I was like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's actually a true story,
That's
by the way.
it. Now,
So-
look, they said in the interview, look, we're going to actually go, we're shutting down in 10 years. So, look, we don't want to waste any of your time. Thank you so much anyway, Ralph.
That's right.
There's no need for you to come here because we're going to shut down in 10 years. That's
No,
ultimately
that was
why.
6. That was 5 years ago that I...
Was it?
Yep, that was 5 years ago. It
No.
was. 5 years
Wow.
ago that I finished up with that process with Riot, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame. And also, look, I think this might set a sad little precedent for some other games that are smaller that might want to go into the region of Oceanic and go, well, if League can't do it,
Yeah.
we can't do it. You know,
sure.
we recently went to a Counter-Strike kind of tournament.
That was IEM. That was IEM.
Sure, but what I'm saying is I think there's a lot of space that, you know, it can exist here. When we got there, it was pretty packed on the day.
No, it was
you know,
really packed.
The energy was really great there. I do think there's a market here, but again, if League of Legends, one of the most competitive, one of the largest games in the world, struggles to really make it work with a relatively small staff on hand in terms of 19 people in the office, but on top of that, they've also got all the teams and the coaches. Like, there is a lot of money that needs to be made to make this work. We may not see a lot of other games that don't actually stick around because of it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it just, it just doesn't indicate strength of this region, you know, as a place to invest in or try and build a presence in. So it's just a damn shame.
It is a
ultimately.
damn shame.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Should we do some super chats?
Yeah, let's do it. What do we got? Up. Okay, we missed some.
Oh, sorry.
Do you want me to give me... Is that the super chat?
That is the super chat one.
That's the super
I
chat.
don't know if it works on the desk.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, cool. There we go.
So what do we got here? Texas. Here we go. Sam Newman says, not enough Laymen meme cutaways in your view videos. Tell your editor that made your channel unique. Thank you very much for the feedback,
buddy.
Sam.
Appreciate you.
James Walter says, did you guys watch the new From Bedrooms to Billions, the PlayStation Revolution documentary? It's absolutely amazing on Amazon. No, I
have
haven't.
not watched that.
I'll check that out, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Because now that I finished The Boys... Season
have you
2
watched
just
it?
wrapped up yesterday. Fucking 6th season, by the way.
You like it,
Can't
did you?
believe you haven't watched The Boys.
I haven't watched it.
You are a loser.
I watched something similar called The Academy, I believe. It's on Netflix. It's
Umbrella
actually
Academy?
Umbrella Academy.
Sure.
Absolutely fantastic. Definitely worth
Whatever it
checking
is, I haven't seen that, but The Boys is better. Okay, I will
I'm
just
sure
say
it
that
is.
right now.
I'm sure it is.
We've got Yasin became a member. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Yasin.
buddy.
Brian Acosta's here. He says, here's another one to keep Sam happy. Nothing better than simping on Layman Gamon. Ralph, show more leg. Well, I can do it. I can do
There
that
we go.
if you like.
His
There you
ugly,
go.
hairy legs.
And I'm sure you will dominate more.
Donate more.
Ferret,
Dominate?
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Jay Ferret says, love
Freudian
watching
slip.
your Let's Play Sam dying in Crash was great. Also, Gretchen must have really made fetch happen with how much Sam says it.
Thank you.
Connor Sargent became a member. Thank you,
Thank
Connor. We
you.
appreciate you. Nick Varys here. He says, on many occasions, you two goofuses said with love have seriously helped my mental health.
Oh, good.
And I want to sincerely thank you for that. You guys will always have a supporter in me. I appreciate that,
I appreciate that, Nick.
Thank you
Good.
very much, dude. Ian Arthur, he's given us 2,500 CRCs. Now, I don't know what that is, but 2,500 is a lot.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. I've been watching your videos since the Battlefront and Destiny 2 videos. Have you played Hades? Game of the year for some people. Yes, we just talked about that one earlier.
I'll probably play it on stream.
Sam will not play it on stream.
No.
Can't handle it.
Is it
we've
hard?
got... I mean, it's a roguelike.
Okay.
It's I would say it's tricky. I'm not going to say it's not like a Souls-like difficulty, but it's tricky for sure. We've got Jacob Whitaker, $5. Love you guys, keep it up. Walter Venerable III says, I was wrong about Marvel's Avengers. My disappointment is immeasurable and my wallet is ruined. Sekiro review when? We will come back to the Avengers point and we will ignore the Sekiro
Yes,
review request.
exactly.
Nico says, speaking of Assassin's Creed, shout out to the YouTuber that streamed completed Syndicate in one sitting for 24 hours straight this week. I simp blame it too. Thank you for simping us,
Whoa,
friends.
24 hours straight. Oh my god.
It's a long stream.
Crazy.
George Stevenson says, massive thanks to Ralph for getting me into Wastelanders 3. Couldn't have checked it out otherwise. It's dead set become my favorite game of the year. I think that is just a fantastic RPG. I mean, yeah, I really love that. I think it's definitely on my list of game of the year for this year, you know, as in like top 10. Loved it. Shame about the performance. It really sucks, but when it works, it's great. Connor Sargent with 20 euros. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
When are you getting the Marvel Avengers hats?
Oh, we might have to
We're
now.
actually gonna. Well,
Yes.
we'll talk about that. And Jacqueline says Hades review when. I'm actually playing Hades right now, and I probably will have a review out by end of next week, just along with my Horizon Zero Dawn review and my Sekiro review. They're all and my Final Fantasy 14 review.
Yes.
They're all coming this week, so just stay tuned for those, ladies and gentlemen.
Is there anything else that you missed that you said you were going to?
That's my bucket list.
That's your bucket list. That's never happening.
Of yeah.
It's never happening.
Yeah.
All right, so it's back to the news. Speaking of things that are happening, that's another segue. Genshin Impact. Okay, now Genshin Impact, 17 million downloads on mobile alone, estimated 50 million in revenue since launch.
Not bad.
So when this dropped originally, it showed that it made roughly 1.8 million on iOS 3 or 4 days in, and I originally thought, oh, that's not a lot, right? I thought it would be making a lot more. Literally 2 or 3 days later, there was actually an updated estimate of 50 million it's made. It only came out on the 28th of September. Since then, it's been absolutely crushing it. And I think it has a huge... Well, I mean, it's on consoles and mobile. This is the first game that we can... And PC. And this is the first game that I can think of that has done like a launch across all titles and has stood up next to... All platforms. Yeah. That is standing up to the actual PC and console launches. On mobile, I mean. I know the graphics are going to be lower and all this kind of business. But this is doing very well, and I'm sure a big part of that is because it's on mobile.
Yeah, I mean, this has taken over this game. Like, it's everywhere on YouTube, and people who are covering it are just blowing up, and just a lot of positive sentiment. I don't think...
Very healthy on
Twitch. I actually haven't heard anyone play it and say, oh, it was shit. No one I've heard say that. Like, reviewers or just general popular sentiment. So we played a little bit of it and definitely enjoyed what we saw. Performance on PS4 was a bit shaky.
Oh my god, it was terrible.
But other than that, it was really cool, and they put a lot of work into it. Generally speaking, with these gacha games, they're kind of garbage. Like, they're just like, hey, let's throw some stuff together and make sure people can pay us money. But this one feels like they really went all out and made a great game, and then also thought about, hey, let's make some money as well, which is fine. I mean, it's free to play.
If it's going to go free to play, it needs to be monetized.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. I wonder now if we're going to start seeing some developers and publishers jump on this. This might have set a really cool precedent where, the next Crash game or whatever, right? In 2 years' time, they make sure there's also a mobile one.
Yeah, but I do think that's a thing.
But we're also going to be seeing cloud streaming, so that may not end up fully coming to pass.
I think you'll see a combination of both. I think you'll see also cloud games need to be optimized for the cloud. Just even simple things like controls and text size and all those sorts of things need to change if you're going to play it in the cloud. On like a mobile device or whatever. So I think you'll see a lot more investment in that. Genshin Impact, I think, will be remembered as a very important title for showing how to launch across core consoles, PC, and Android simultaneously successfully, and that's a big deal. So.
It has been quite the success, but not everyone is loving some of the stuff that has been integrated into the game. So recently on Twitter, due to Genshin Impact censoring the words Taiwan and Hong Kong in the game chat, I will no longer be posting about the game.
Who's this guy?
I don't know who this guy is actually, but he's got a few tweets. He's got a few likes there, guys.
Okay. He's a translator for RPG site Silicon. Okay, right. So cool.
Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. So look, I think it's important to remember that within China, the government rules actually. This is a Chinese developer that's made this game. In the rules of China, it's actually written from the government that you actually can't put a lot of political messaging within your game, and you're not allowed to have a lot of the political messaging existing in chat. The funny thing is that it's actually also outside of China that people are also experiencing this. It's one thing to maybe that's a problem within China. It's another thing that areas outside of the world, from the reporting that I've seen, I don't know if it's been updated, but it sounds like everywhere outside of China is also experiencing that. You cannot put Hong Kong, Taiwan, you can't put anything within chat, which is pissing a lot of people off, of course.
For sure, that's disappointing.
Very disappointing indeed, everybody. I guess we'll move on?
I guess so. Okay. I mean, not much you can say. China's going to China, man.
China's going to China.
I don't like you talking about shit. It's as simple as that. And the Chinese companies are just going to, like, dance to that tune, and that's just how it is.
That's exactly how it is, guys. That's exactly how it is.
Sucks big time.
This is a tiny little tiny little story. Just the CEO expects PS5 to sell more than PS4 did in the first fiscal year.
What? Shocking.
That's crazy.
Who'd have thought, man?
7 years later, how gaming has just blown up even more than 2013? How could you possibly predict this?
It's unbelievable. Has a crystal ball.
I think it sold 7 million units in the first fiscal year.
Yeah.
He's expecting it to do more than that. Well, of course.
I mean, I think gaming as a whole has just grown so much. But in addition, PlayStation's specifically has grown so much. Like it's just crushed it so hard this generation. A lot of people are just juiced into that ecosystem now. They got their library of games there. They got their friends there. They're just used to it. They like the IP, and so they're thinking, well, what console am I buying next? I'm going to stick with PlayStation. That larger audience creates larger demand. Boom, off you go.
It's already sold out anyway.
Yeah, sure.
It's completely sold out.
Did you hear JB Hi-Fi is sending emails out to people that?
And I didn't get my email. Oh, sorry. I went through Amazon, and aren't we also getting emails potentially from Amazon? I haven't got anything.
No. Well, we might have, but we did Amazon as soon as it went live,
yeah.
So it was okay. But yeah, people in Australia, JB Hi-Fi is one of the biggest retailers here. They're kind of similar to a Best Buy in America, whatever. Except the staff all have heaps of tats and piercings.
Yes,
it's a requirement to work at JB Hi-Fi. You have to have dyed hair, tats, and piercings. It's the rules.
I mean,
okay?
Look, I actually worked at JB Hi-Fi when I was 18.
Yeah.
In the box room. Okay.
Nice.
And you're right. That was pretty much it. I was the one person that didn't actually have any tattoos or piercings. Well, actually,
that's why you got fired in the end.
I was covered in tats. I just got them all lasered off, guys. I just wanted to get the job so badly.
Anyway, the point is that they were sending out. If you had a pre-order with PlayStation 5, turns out you might not have one because they were sending out emails to people being like, "Psych, might not come in this year. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Ha ha ha. We'll let you know."
Well, look, our thick boy, I believe, has got his text from JB.
Okay, saying that it might not come in.
No, saying that his console is going to be here.
Oh, it's confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Oh, that's good.
Also, Joel, a friend of ours, has also got that email too.
That's crazy,
So he is getting that. So it looks like it is working out for some. Yeah. In other news, crossplay, baby. I actually thought this was already a thing for Apex Legends. But apparently it's not a thing, but it's actually now gone into open beta. Apex Legends is now doing crossplay. So if you want to play with the huge population on Xbox right now, you can finally tap into that.
Why does it not have an Xbox population?
No, well, PlayStation sold out Xbox 2 or 3 to 1. So of course the population on Xbox is going to be smaller. That was the joke.
But I think certain games have larger populations than others on different consoles. COD, for example, I think is still going to do really well on Xbox. Versus if you release some JRPG on Xbox, all the COD bros are like, what?
Definitely.
Because only COD bros buy Xbox, okay?
I think.
Take that, console warriors.
I mean, if you go to Japan, Xbox just sells like hotcakes, guys.
That's right. Really it is known as the JRPG machine.
It really does.
That's what you buy it for.
But look, I mean, it's cool.
That's why Yakuza Like a Dragon is exclusive to Xbox Series X.
Of course.
Because they know their market. You know what I mean? Exactly. They know where they should be releasing.
Exactly. Now, Apex Legends, we all know this came out. It was kind of competing with Fortnite back in the day, then it kind of dropped off a bit. They released some additional content in Season 2, kind of picked itself up. It has its own audience, of course, that's holding strong. It's cool to see crossplay. I want to see this with more and more. I want to see Overwatch crossplay. Hope in 2 or 3 years we see every multiplayer game doing this. It's kind of cool that we are seeing crossplay now in Apex Legends. Also, Prefetch.
No one cares about Overwatch though, Sam.
Everyone cares about Overwatch.
Stop trying to make Overwatch the thing. It's not going to happen.
Overwatch 2 is going to happen. Okay?
Overwatch
I'm very excited.
2.
Overwatch 2. Very great name too. I mean, well, Destiny did the same thing. A lot of games have done the same thing. PlayStation's been doing it for 25 years, people.
That's
okay?
Right.
It works. Okay? It just works. Now our top story, everybody. Okay?
Here we go.
Let's do Super Chats first.
Let's do some Super Chats first.
Cool.
So quickly, we've got here... Hades review went. Okay, we've got Husky says at uni for comp sci review my game in 10 years. Definitely Husky.
We'll
make
be
sure
there,
you
my
send
friend.
the appropriate check. Okay,
yes,
that's the most
exactly. The
important
bag
thing.
of money.
Jesse King says it's my birthday. The Boys was a great birthday present. Any future series reviews from the Laymen? What show are you most looking forward to? Ooh.
Borat is coming out, and of course, Witcher 2, The Witcher Season 2.
Sure. I really have been looking to check out that Raised by Wolves series, that Ridley Scott one, which I've heard very good things about.
Yeah, is that on, God, I remember, there's so many streaming platforms.
I think it's an HBO thing. I think it's on Binge in Australia.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But that one I'm quite looking forward to. Other than that, nothing really stands out for me. So, Zeke says, hey guys, love the show, huge fan. Just finished the whole Final Fantasy 14 story guide. Oh my fucking god. I'll be getting some skill up Final Fantasy 14 content Maybe. That is the question. That is the billion-dollar question. The billion-gill question. Okay?
Ralph's Sekiro and Final Fantasy 14 is dropping next week.
They're going to be combined in one video.
Exactly.
Space King Luna says Genshin Impact monetary practices are so bad, though, in my opinion, of course. I've actually heard the opposite. I've heard they're pretty good. But I don't know. I haven't played it, so I can't definitively say.
Yeah.
Gabby, for $7.99, watching you two play Crash is like those mobile ads that compare a noob and a pro. I'm pretty sure he's suggesting that you're the noob and I'm the pro. Okay, just to be clear about that.
You saw the kill number in the corner, everybody.
Soul Reaver review when I would love.
That would be great to do that. Actually,
it would be fun to do that. Des Mante says, I need Iceborne Monster Hunter World Review by Skill Up so the world can know what an expansion should be when I know they've just done their final update for that, actually. So that might be time to return to that. I'm not going to have time to return to it now. Like, this month, we've got fucking Baldur's Gate to check out. We've got, what do you call it? Watch Dogs come out. And then in November, everything comes out.
Everything comes out.
Okay?
Everything comes out.
Dazta says, good playing Among Us with you this week, Sam.
Oh, good. You the man.
You the man. Ralph, love your reviews. Keep up the good work. Thank you, friend. Alexander Baldwin says, IMO PS5 launch lineup is weak because so many cross-gen. I don't think that's a thing.
You might PS5 lineup. No, I think it's looking pretty good.
I don't think cross-gen makes the lineup weaker, personally, but...
It's all about the exclusives.
Yeah. MTQN_17 says, missed Sam's stream yesterday. To make it up to you, take this for your new PS5 dedicated shelf. First stream, don't know, just don't. I don't just simp for anyone.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, my friend.
Juan says he's, hey Layman, glad to catch you live. Fetch is not going to happen, Sam.
Let
it go. Corey Glover with $50. Very generous.
Thank you, freedom dollars.
Finally caught live. Much love from Texas. Keep up the good work. Also, what the fuck is Fetch? Stop trying to make it happen. Siddharth Banjari, he's here. He says, love managing to stay away from the best bros and their trashy segues. Simping for the Indian indie game Raji on the Switch. I actually have heard and seen quite a bit about that.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's like there's an Indian-themed game, as in like Indian mythology.
Okay.
It looks really nice. I don't know anything more about it other than I've seen it and it's gotten some positive buzz. So, yeah.
Okay.
Adam Williams, Sam, I have to know where this crusade to make Fetch a thing came from. Mean Girls or something.
I don't know. To be honest, I just started saying it and now it is officially a thing.
It's
okay.
A thing.
I've made it a thing, guys. Okay.
Guys, our top story. That's the one.
Okay, everybody. Avengers, it is killing it. Or like getting killed. Oh shit. Okay,
we got to stop. $159 from Captain Australia.
Thank you so much.
It's extremely generous, Captain Australia. That's too much money. Our economy is tanking right now. You should keep that for yourself. Take care of yourself. Buy yourself some Vegemite and Bunnings sausages.
That's very nice. We do really appreciate that. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay.
So, back to the story.
Okay, so Avengers, guys, it's absolutely killing it right now. It's going very well. So well, in fact, that it's dipping below 1,000 players on PC, causing matchmaking problems. We reviewed this, we covered this, we did also the open beta, so we've actually touched this game many times, all through its kind of...
With consent, by the way.
With consent.
That's right.
With consent, of course. And we thought it was a train wreck. It wasn't a terrible game. It was just like, it was incomplete. It was incomplete.
No, but like, it was so broken,
buggy,
and so unfinished that you have to call it terrible. Like,
I would say that I had a decent time playing it.
Sure.
I think that you loved the combat by the end of it. That was the thing for me that really didn't hook me. A game expects me to play 200 or 300 hours on a live service, but the fighting mechanics, although some of them were interesting, I think Black Widow was fun, Captain America was fun, I felt that it just wasn't enough of a hook. You know, with Destiny, like, the gun mechanics feel so good that you're like, you know, that's a huge selling point of why you're going to be playing hundreds and hundreds of hours of that. Where with this, it's supposed to be all about the fighting, right? That didn't really work for me.
It's all about the graphics.
All about the graphics, everybody. Look, they've gone on to clarify. The Marvel Avengers boss has gone on to clarify the players will return. He feels confident. The players will return, okay? We have a number, this is what he said, we have a number of new content pieces coming in the weeks ahead, including a total new Warzone mission type called Tachyon Rifts?
Yep.
Tachyon Rifts or whatever, a new outpost that's jumping off point for new story missions in the future.
We really don't need another outpost, by the way. The outpost is one of the worst parts because you basically need to go to two different towers, like two different bases, when you boot up the game to get all the quests, and certain vendors are in one place and the other, and you just spend your whole fucking life in loading screens.
Just make it
to
one
hear that they're
tower.
adding another outpost, I'm like, what are you thinking?
Just make one tower.
Just make one tower.
Big time. And aim cloning lab, which requires a coordinated high-level group, blah, 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 right? So he's saying that there is going to be some stuff. Guys, just hold on. All 999 of you, just hold on. We are bringing more content for you guys. Look, this is so like, of course this has happened. This was released with a pretty bad reception. Even like the way that they presented it, just talked about like microtransactions before even showing the game.
Is that the first thing they said? We're making a game. You're going to be able to pay lots of money for it. What's the game? Don't want to show you yet. We're only going to show some journalists, and they're not going to be able to play it. But trust us, you will be able to buy things with it. That's it.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Was their message.
It wasn't good on all fronts. This is probably going to be Anthemed. I really feel like it's going to be Anthem.
It can't be. No. Okay. Like, here's my take on this is that like Anthem was really fucked quite fundamentally.
But
like,
the bones were cool.
No, that's
the
where I
Iron
totally
Man.
disagree.
The Iron Man idea, the concept of it.
The idea was cool, but this is what I think this is just my personal view. I know lots of people think differently, right? But I think a lot of people say, "Oh, the bones of Anthem were really good." I feel like if the bones of Anthem were good, you'd have a functional game, right? You didn't have a functional game with Anthem. All you did was fly around, which felt really cool, and then you spammed some shooty buttons, and that was it. Like, that was the whole combat model. Okay, that was all there was. So that, I think, was just threadbare. As fun as it was to fly, that was all there was, right? I feel like with this, there's way more actual video game in terms of there's like 6 classes, and they're all very fleshed out in terms of their combat mechanics. Like, it feels really good to play with them. The enemy AI is vastly more intelligent and engaging. It's still shit, by the way, in a lot of ways, but like the enemy AI in fucking Anthem just stood there. Like, it didn't do anything, you know? I think there's a very big difference between these two games in terms of like the core gameplay loop and how fleshed out that is. And I feel like the journey for Anthem is an entire rebuild of game.
It's like almost impossible.
Well, essentially, yeah, because they're doing the Anthem 2.0, right? They're not saying, we're going to add some content and fix this, and they're saying we're going to rebuild from the ground up. With Avengers, I actually do think there is a core there that is good enough, and you actually just need to fix it and then add some content to it, and it's okay then, right? With Anthem, it's everything, you know?
I think that, you know, like games like Final Fantasy 14 that rebuilt from the ground up, or you know, Destiny, when they had to kind of win back a lot of that audience or whatever, they still had a core fan base that tuned in all the time, that were there also tell their friends that, you know, Destiny's back, baby, come check it out, or Final Fantasy 14's great, come play with me. Like, you need that initial, like, you know, driving force of community to stay there, so these things can so they can become successful again in the future.
Sure.
I don't see at least from the PC numbers, okay? At least from the PC numbers.
Yeah, but PC numbers is a yardstick, right? You know that the console numbers are going to be, they're not going to be the same number, right? But they're going to be a commensurate drop. It's like, you know, maybe you have 5,000 people on consoles, but maybe before at launch it was like 50,000 people. The point is that like the numbers are tanking. Like that's it. We don't know exactly how much they're tanking on console, but it's probably similar to how they're tanking on PC. And I just think it's such a shame because, as I said, I think Crystal Dynamic, you know, Deus Ex, it was a series that Square Enix. Deus Ex has basically died for this, you know. You could have made a Soul Reaver remake instead of this. You know, there would have been a case for a really cool game, cool Avengers game. And I actually think Crystal Dynamics would have been good people to make it, because their success with like the Tomb Raider series, for example, was, you know, it's like really notable. They know how to make great single player games. The single player missions in this were actually pretty cool when they were really firing on all cylinders.
And when they were very cinematic.
Yeah, it's just when they wanted to cram all this games as a service bullshit into it, that's not Crystal Dynamics' strength, and no one wanted it. And so then that's why we get here, you know? It's like, if they just made a finite, discrete Avengers game the same way that Batman exists, or Marvel, or Spider-Man exists, or whatever, that would have been super cool, you know? But the fact that they tried to go down this route is just where they lost their way. But what I think is interesting, that there's none of these games in development right now. This kind of like looty focused live service game, that's it now, you know, because we've always had one of these in development. There's always been your Destinies and your Divisions and Borderlands and whatever else. Actually, the only one I can think of right now is going to be Warframe. What's it called? Godframe. Godfall. God, that is a bad name. Sorry, I always just combine it with Godframe because it looks like Warframe, but with things.
It's not as bad as the other one. We got God the Monsters 2, the new name it made.
Oh, Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Terrible, absolutely terrible.
But my point is that, okay, so that is actually one that I can think of now that is in development. But generally speaking, this industry is stepping back from this type of game. They're like, we tried to make this game all the time, over and over again, and it hasn't worked. It's too high risk. People don't want it. And so now we're seeing this Godfall, cool, but we're not seeing anything else in development.
I do, yeah, for sure. But I wonder if COVID has really pushed back a lot of announcements. I'm sure there's a ton of games.
I just don't see it.
I mean, look, maybe we've said before that maybe the tide is turning on the live service thing.
No, but
it was
even
like the MMO thing, right? Like everyone was making MMOs, and then they were like, oh, maybe not anymore. Then they went to this kind of looter shooter MMO kind of thing.
But even stuff that looks like it would be a live service game, for example, Outriders, and that new Warner Brothers Gotham game, Gotham Knights. They have both said we are not live service games. You know what I mean? So
because it's become a dirty word in some respects. So like maybe just the marketing is like, let's just stay away from that word and tweak some of these games in the future that are just making sure that it's just not fitting into the live service model. You know, but I do think, you know, it's only could be now, it could be 2 years before we really start seeing that no longer being a cool game to be making. Live service was cool back in 2013 and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like I mean. It's weird, and even like Star Wars Squadrons, for example, right, which we'll come back to later. They're not doing any kind of like live service updating either. You know, it's just the industry seems to be going in a different direction. You know, and live service games doesn't seem to be the next thing. I do not feel like we're going to have the same number of live service games next generation. That is what I will say now.
I feel like the cool thing in the future is just single player experiences, everybody. I mean, that's a new frontier. Okay?
It is.
EA was definitely the first one.
EA brought them back.
They brought them back, baby. But, speaking of things that are being brought back,
Sam, nice, very nice.
Nintendo Switch Pro leaked by retailer.
Retailer leaks, man, come on.
Exactly right. This is a very short story, but people that are wanting to know if there is a Switch, this is a big maybe. Okay, now the market
very big asterisks on this one.
So, Media Market is a relatively major retail space in Europe. On their website, they had lists of Switch Pro on there. It was taken down shortly after, but there's a lot of videos and a lot of people on. I saw a few videos on this on YouTube saying, it's been confirmed, it's happening. But in reality, how many times have these retailers just put these SKUs into the actual system just in case something's coming, or they just want to get ready for it?
If I was a retailer, I'd 100% just put the craziest SKUs in all the time.
PS7.
You know what I mean?
What?
Like, yeah.
PS7, man.
Skyrim Collector's Edition PS6.
Yeah.
$8,000. Includes actual Todd Howard head replica.
It would sell.
What I mean? Like,
it would sell.
I'd buy that.
I would definitely buy that.
Have you seen the fucking Mortal Kombat Ultimate Edition?
With Rambo?
No. The Mortal Kombat Ultimate Edition, like physical unit, has this fucking sick Sub-Zero mask that
it came with the Scorpion mask originally.
What, like a little thing? Didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
It looks so good, man.
Yeah, that's
it's like
cool.
$500 Australian though.
Maybe we should buy it.
Send us one, thanks.
Just if you're listening, Mr.
Ed Boone,
Mr. Boone, if you're
Booney,
if you are watching, then we would like one. So look, I take it with a grain of salt, but look, this is the latest development.
I think we're definitely going to get one of these consoles.
Oh, hands down.
But the point is that I don't think this retailer listing it is kind of proof of existence. Like, it's been confirmed elsewhere. I think that's the thing.
I think we are going to see one, just like we did with Switch. We're going to probably see it in the middle of the console cycle. They're not looking to compete. They don't really care. We saw it in 2016, I believe, end of 2016 that we saw Switch. I think that we're going to see maybe this in the next year or two or whatever. The Switch Lite, I love playing the Switch Lite. I play it all the time. If they brought out Switch Pro, and also we know that the developers, Nintendo's been asking developers now, apparently, allegedly, to start getting games ready for 4K. 4K? There's no way.
I still do not believe that's true. I don't believe Nintendo goes from, hey, our games run at 720p to 4K. Hey, we're running at 4K now.
Maybe
I don't
2K.
believe that.
Maybe 2K. Maybe 2K. But maybe not. Delayed, everybody. Back to delay news. Okay, Outriders has been delayed to 2021. It was originally actually coming out in holiday of 2020, actually. So, 2 months away or so. We actually watched this live on stream. We weren't overly hyped about it. We didn't think it was absolutely fantastic. But we thought, we'll just see what this is. And this is, again, something that we thought was going to be a live service. And they confirmed later that they weren't looking to make this a live service model.
Yep.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. It's delayed.
How good is that?
What's funny actually was we got an email recently from their PR people being like, Like, do you want to be an ambassador for this game?
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, like join their program of like influencers that are ambassadors for it. I'm like, no thanks. That's not
No.
really what we do.
No.
But you know, they're working on
if
that.
EA
They're working
said-
on.
if
If EA wanted, do you want to become a game changer? We were like, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been looking to join the game changer program for
Forever.
years now. Finally, we're members. You know.
All right. If you want us to be ambassadors for FIFA Ultimate Team, we're there for you
FIFA
guys.
21 on Switch. We're really keen to promote that. So.
I definitely agree. One game that I would be happy to promote. Okay, that's a decent segment.
Nice,
there.
Sam.
Is Fall Guys Season 2 has launched
Yoo!
as of yesterday, everybody. So it is
Were
happening.
you playing it yesterday?
I was playing it yesterday.
Did you see the new things?
Okay, so this is the thing.
All right, go on.
I played it for about 2.5 hours. I'm going to be playing it again after this. Just to make it super clear, we're going to go unlive on YouTube.
Unlive.
That's the word. And I'm going to continue playing on Facebook. So it's a very clear thing. If people just want to watch the Laymen show on YouTube, you can do that. If you want to watch me play a bit of game, it's going to be on Facebook. Just to make it super clear so you know what product you're getting, people. I played this for about 2.5 hours. I literally got maybe 2-3 times I got the new maps.
Oh, really?
I really felt like
Ripperino.
algorithmically
Yeah.
that they were going to be pushing the new maps towards
Sure,
you.
sure.
That wasn't happening, and that's a real shame
It's
because
a shame.
I really do think that if you're going to make us wait a sizable amount of time and hype it up, because they were really hyping up like the next season was happening like tomorrow. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. 4 new levels. I've only seen 2 of them. I've only seen 2 of them in the 2.5 hours that I played.
It sucks.
So, you know, in that regard, I hope that you know that they can do a bit more content. They made 180 million or so in the first opening time. It beat Overwatch. So in that regard, it has a lot of extra cash. Hopefully, it can get more people on board.
Yeah, but like cash
more
doesn't
content.
mean that you just can start churning out content.
Not
Like,
necessarily, but it means that you can fatten out the studio. You can get more people on. You can get more workforce, more power into the
ultimately,
content.
I do feel like this game will be very dependent upon regular updates to sort of keep up with the
Big
meta,
time.
because it's very much like if you're not just churning out stuff these days, like you're just Among Us just comes along and immediately snatches away the title. You know what I mean? Who knows what's next? So there's a game called Party Animals right now, which is a demo on it's the Steam store as part of the autumn sale. The autumn festival, whatever. I know that's just going gangbusters right now. A lot of people are jumping on that. It's got that kind of same approach. I don't even know what Party Animals is as a game. All I saw is the headline and the numbers, and it's just like immediately blowing up because people are looking for these next sort of like Among Us, Fall Guys games where you can just jump in, have fun, put it on stream, have moments, those sorts of things, you know. So yeah, that's that.
That is that. Speaking of Star Wars before, everybody, Squadrons. No Squadrons. Post DLC.
The one time you want EA to do
one
some DLC.
time.
The one time.
You've paid the $40. That
Yeah.
was the quote that they decided to put into the title. So look, ultimately they've said here that there's no plans to do that. They wanted to just do one particular product, $40. You've paid your $40. They don't wish to do kind of things that drip out additional content. They just wanted to give you a complete product, and that's it. But in reality, this is the game I think people would line up for. If you do like a new map, Hoth or something, or whatever, right?
Sure.
I mean, that would...
I would happily pay more money for more content in this game
Yeah.
because they have given me a complete product that works and it has stuff in it and it's like a well-priced product. And if they then want to charge me additional, it's like a functional game largely. There are some bugs, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like if they want to then charge me additional money for more stuff, I'm okay with that. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this is where live services should begin. They should begin with, hey, we made a really cool game that everyone likes, and they're asking for more content. Why don't we make more content? It shouldn't be, hey guys, we're making this game, and we're purposefully going to only give you like 60% of it because the rest of it is charged, and the other part of it is like on the roadmap, and it's going to come in the next 4 quarters as part of these 4 seasons, and we're making sure we're maximizing FOMO and all that bullshit. Like that sucks, right?
Yeah.
But if they just make cool games and then we ask for extra content and they give it to us, that's the future, man. That's how you should fucking do it. So, I mean, I get EA, I get EA's motive here. EA's motive, it's funny because
Very nice.
that's the one.
Yes,
They're the studio name. I get what they're saying, but at the same time, I am disappointed because I really think Star Wars Squadrons is cool and I would definitely like more content.
I would, I mean, look, I'm sure there's no reason why they couldn't go back to the drawing board and go, you know what, guys, you have loved this, maybe we can.
Sure.
Maybe we can look to do it.
Now I'm actually like, I'm so fiending for stuff now that I've actually ordered a new HOTAS setup.
Really?
Yep. And
You had the Ace Combat one.
I had the Ace. It's a very basic one. I'm getting a Logitech one. And I am getting, I've installed Elite Dangerous. Because I'm so fiending for more of this thing that I had, right? Because I enjoyed it so much. Because Elite Dangerous supports HOTAS and VR, right? And everyone says it's fantastic. So I'm like, I'm keen for that, you know? And I just feel like if Star Wars had more... That would be really cool. Make Elite Dangerous, but make it in the Star Wars universe, where you have like your own ships, you're flying around and you're like a smuggler or whatever. I'd play that, man. Let's make that game, EA. Call me, okay? I don't know anything about games development, but
Ralph can help.
I played a game once that I liked, so I'm really feeling qualified at this point.
Star Citizen should also do that. Star Citizen.
You know what? What's really funny about this, right, is that when I played Squadrons, I was like, this is so fucking cool. I want more of this. And then I looked around, and I realized that the only place you can get more of this, essentially, is Elite Dangerous. And now I'm like, now I understand why so many people are just signing away their life for Star Citizen and throwing money at Chris Roberts. It's because there's literally nothing else other than Elite Dangerous if you want this one thing. It kind of like really was illuminating for me, and I understand why so many people are just sucked into Chris Roberts' vortex of lies. Do you know what I mean? Because they're like, this is my only chance of getting something else, man. Like, come on, let's give it to me. That's why, you know?
I really look forward to the day, which is never going to come, that they actually say Star Citizen is now finished.
It's never going to come.
It's never going to come.
It's never going to come.
Well, one thing that is actually finished is Cyberpunk 27 has gone gold! Very, very exciting. This is pretty cool. Gorilla under there saying congratulations, Assassin's Creed, congrats. Fall Guys also saying congrats. You were always got
all the companies.
All the companies saying congrats. So look, it's not getting pushed back.
It's not getting pushed back.
That's ultimately what's being communicated here. Also, people, that it's coming out 19th of November.
Definitely locked in.
If you like it or not. Okay.
So
they're also doing a Night City.
Yeah.
On the 15th.
Focusing on the cars.
Focusing on the cars, are they?
We drove the cars, by the way. They feel nice, and remember how tough they were?
They were heavy.
They were heavy, and we had to drive them into a wall like 15 times to get them to explode.
Yes.
We literally said, I wonder how much damage they take. Psh. It took us like 3 or 4 minutes of ramming into walls to eventually blow up our car. And then when you did, your car just magically respawns.
And
like Roach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And, the areas from what we've seen in terms of the map, there was areas that looked very much like Smuggler's Run, and then of course you're deep into the actual world. It's into the city itself. Huge different spaces to drive different types of cars. Very excited to see more of that. Speaking of the map, all right?
The map.
Speaking of the map, it has been leaked, everybody.
Ooh, Metro.co.uk have it.
They have it. They're the only ones that have it, everybody.
The only ones.
Okay, we've got some ad here. Go away with the ad. I don't want to see it.
Stop seeing this ad.
So this has been the official map that has been in the physical edition that is dropping. There's multiple things that have been leaked within the physical edition. We'll come back to the map. There's also some concept art, which is kind of cool, pretty fetch. Looks great. Very kind of akin to what Displate has been doing in terms of the early concept stuff that you can buy on Displate. Looks fantastic. I don't know how big that's going to be though. I don't think it's going to be vinyl size. I think it's going to be whatever fits into the actual packaging.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's going to be pretty small.
For sure.
But back to the map. So I'm pretty sure that, remember the other one that you start as? Maybe it's like out there or something.
No, it could also be south. I don't know what all those,
maybe.
Like, those rows of like, they look like shipping containers. But
yeah. Looks like one of those satellite pictures for like they get in China or something. It's like, what is all this kind of stuff?
This is the nuclear facility.
This is the nuke facility
where
here.
they're hiding it.
There's the silo.
Yeah.
Right there. So look, that is the map.
A lot of people are like, oh, it looks so small. I mean, and I think any complaints about world map size being too small in games is just, it's always a silly complaint, right?
Because a game's never been better because it's bigger.
I mean, it depends. Like, I think the size of Skyrim's world, I think, is great, and like it feels so expansive and cool and whatever. But my point is, it doesn't necessarily mean it's better, because then you look at Odyssey, which is like the biggest game ever, and there's just so much copy-pasted bullshit on that map. It doesn't make it any better.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I just feel like, you know,
what I'm saying is, it can be better if you have more size.
Sure.
But it can also make it worse, in my view.
It depends, really.
Right?
The size really does depend. But
it's about how you use it.
It's about how you use it, everybody.
It's about how you use it, people.
Exactly.
Just remember that, okay?
Also, another thing, look, we don't know how vertical this space is going to be. It is Cyberpunk 2077.
There's a lot of verticality because we played it, and I didn't see a lot of verticality.
Maybe there's flying ships and shit. We don't know yet. Okay. Well, we played 4 or 5 hours. We are yet to see any flying ships. ships.
I think there probably would be some flying cars at some point, given that.
Oh, that was the loading times. Remember the loading times?
There was that one thing we were in a flying car and
Yes.
we went down. So maybe eventually. I don't know how that would go in terms of streaming it or like loading it. But we were driving really fast and it was still streaming it fine in terms of like streaming it off the hard drive.
Yeah.
Especially with next gen consoles, that should be fine. But yeah.
This is the thing. I think we've seen so many times now. Games go, look at how big it's the biggest open world ever. It's like this marketing tool. They feel like, oh, we must just make the game bigger and bigger, so it's more grandeur. Like it's just bigger. And if it's bigger, it must mean it's going to be better, or we're naturally going to like get more content for our $60 or $70 that we've spent. We've seen now like that doesn't always happen. It's just, sometimes it's better to have a smaller, more curated map. There's more stuff in it, and in Cyberpunk, every single millimeter is like completely jam-packed. It's aesthetically, it's so dense. It looks so amazing. Everyone walking around looks amazing. Every nightclub, outside, everything just looks so good.
Yeah.
It's okay if this is a little bit small.
I mean, I was actually this week got a preview code for Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've been playing that. I played about 10 hours of that this week. And again, that's a perfect example of a game that's always had a small map size, but they just use it so well. You know, it's always felt, and it's exactly the same here. Like Yokohama, which I'm exploring, there's so much shit to see and discover, even though the map is like small, you know? So yeah, that's my take.
Speaking of, I don't know.
I don't know.
We're not doing these segments. The segue is good today. But Ghost of Tsushima, everybody. Okay, it has now got the co-op mode arrives on the 16th of October. This is going to be a lot of fun. Now, this is fantastic because number one, they've got the co-op mode. Several weeks after, they've promised the raid mode. All right, it's 4 people that can jump in, not just co-op. On top of that, there's like multiple classes that you can play within the raid mode. There's additional quest lines with like a duality to it now in terms of you've got the co-op. 2 people can kind of follow that quest line. And on top of that, it's free. The whole
Can't
thing's
believe
free.
it, man. It's nuts.
I mean, like, at the bottom
that
here,
game was already. I've already got well and truly our money's worth out of that game. Like, again, if they wanted to charge us some money for this, I would say, like, yeah, that's fair.
Of course.
That's fine, you
if
know?
it was $15 or $20 or whatever, and look, at the bottom, it's not in this particular article, but they've been quoted saying there is no microtransactions plans whatsoever for
Madness.
this game. Absolute madness. This is CD Projekt Red level, like, in terms of just adding stuff for the love of it, just in service of the people that have
why they
purchased.
couldn't have done that with the Ultimate Spider-Man edition. Why couldn't they have just... Would have been great.
Would have been great. You know,
great.
and the save is not also porting over. Do you know that?
Yeah,
It's just like, why?
It's so dumb.
You know, all these people that have, platinumed the entire game, they don't want to feel like, they just want to jump in and experience the graphics, right?
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to go out there and
frame rates.
re-trophy that shit. Like, they've already done it.
I mean, look, I think it's the kind of game that you wouldn't mind playing through again because it feels so good to play. But I hear you. I agree. I mean, you should be able to take your saves. Like, come on, man.
It's ridiculous.
You paying
It doesn't
money,
even
like,
make
figure
more...
out a way to make the saves transferable. If people are paying money for this product, like, you can add that to your Jira list. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's ridiculous. But look, I mean, it's not even a selling point. Like, people aren't going to buy the game again because they have to start again in a save. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's not making them any more money. I don't get why they're doing it.
yeah, it's weird.
But anyway, guys, that is actually all we have today for the Laymen news, everybody.
Is it
Now,
really?
That's it.
Oh, what about those other two? Oh, they're
Oh, that's just extra stuff.
We've got some super chats here.
I got some shouts.
We got quite a few of them actually. We got Snuff Pornography.
Oh, you're back
He's
again.
back with $15. Thank you very
so
much,
much.
friend.
Appreciate that.
Neo United with $20. Good to finally catch a live show. Cheers from Cali. Welcome, friend. Francois is back. 1,000 people playing Avengers and 2,500 watching Laymen live.
Yes.
Players coming back, like for Anthem with Cataclysm, ? Cataclysm was just the same game with a blue tint. Bravo, Alpha Sierra became a member. Thank you, Bravo.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. John Paul Fuller Jackson. That is a big name, dude. That's a lot of hyphens right there. Morning, Kraken, a warm one with the boys. Welcome, friend. Drake AU says, you should watch Big Mouth on Netflix. It's like South Park and Ren and Stimpy had a fucked up baby. That sounds pretty cool.
Nice.
We've got Scott Harrison says, do you guys trust BioWare to deliver an Anthem 2.0? I don't think it will happen and I've lost hope for Dragon Age 4.2. Loving the vids. Keep up the good work. I mean, I don't really have any thoughts on that either way. Like, I'm not going to say, no, man, BioWare's finished and they're dead and everything. They're going to make you shit. I don't know. We'll give them a chance. I mean, they haven't really produced anything great in a long time, but like maybe the next thing is going to be amazing. So I hope they succeed is all I'll say. Forzathon says, hey guys, love from India. Did you see that Sony doesn't even own the PS5 trademark in India? PS5 launch has really become somewhat of a mess here. Really?
I didn't know
work?
that. Same as Star Force. Was it called Space Force? Space Force. You hear about that?
I did hear about that. Yeah,
of course.
that's
Same thing.
really weird.
Yeah.
Vile Bloodhunter, it says, I know Ralph just did Risk of Rain and BPM, but I'd really like to hear his thoughts on Hades 1.0. Maybe Lamont Camon can even play it. Anyways, love your video. Oh yeah, I'm playing through Hades right now actually, and I'm going to be doing a video on it this week, so stay tuned for that. Akshay Jagadish says, what did you guys do for work before you quit YouTube full time? I was an exotic dancer.
Yes.
I mean, you know.
I was a gigolo.
So we both worked in the same industry, you know. We just thought, well, this kind of grind isn't for us.
Yes.
We're looking for a different kind of grind.
That was nice.
You know?
That was
so
quite good,
we mixed it up. No, I was a consultant.
I was a mortgage broker actually.
So we had
and a wedding singer.
So we hoard ourselves out just in totally different ways.
Yeah,
way worse ways. In fact, I
definitely.
would have much rather been an exotic dancer than doing that shit. I'll tell you that much.
Definitely.
And guys, that's Layman Live for the week. Thank you very much for being here. We love you. And
guys, I'm going to be playing some on Facebook Gaming now, some Fall Guys Season 2. Again, we're going to be ending the stream on YouTube, so you guys just get that particular product. If you just want to watch that, that's good.
Is Andrew here in the chat? You can provide a link to...
Andrew, if you are, just provide a link. If anyone wants to play some Fall Guys Season 2, you can on Facebook. So it's very clear. If you guys want to come hang out, we will. I'm going to do a little drop, end the stream, and I'll see you guys very soon in 2 minutes once I set up the other stream. That was a good shot.
That was a good shot. Signing out. Right, so Big Mike's still alive, probably.